You are up, Commissioner.
Okay, Bannock County Commissioners are now in session. We do have an amended agenda, so I'd ask for a motion to accept the amended agenda.
I will make that motion that we
You have a motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Scott, you're up first.
No, it doesn't exist.
Morning, Commissioner. Scott Crowther, Event Director. Taylor, you want to come up? We'll get yours knocked out real quick. Mind introducing yourself for the...
Taylor Smith, Idaho State Journal.
So last year, Idaho State Journal brought their Family Fun Day up to our complex, and we thought it was a great event. We wanted to have it kind of in the pre-party area, but they ended up moving it more to the center of the complex because they bring up a lot of activities for folks to do, some paddle boarding, some beach activities, and so they did that last year. A lot of people come and attend that event. It's a great community event for us. We as a complex don't really incur many costs associated with this. Obviously, trash removal, but that's probably the biggest expense that we have. And so the request is to move it to Pavilion 3, and then utilize kind of more in front of the lake in that area. So we'd request a fee waiver for that. And then there are some logistical issues, but none that we haven't faced before. Like they bring in a helicopter, land a helicopter to show people, and that's usually the sheriff's office will cordon that off and help them to land that. So I don't think we have any safety issues with that. We've got that practice down. So.
And that's the only thing that I saw was the helicopter, because we've denied other people the opportunity to bring helicopters in before.
So the people that we denied the helicopters for were doing helicopter rides. So this isn't necessarily helicopter rides. This is like a display. So when the National Guard comes in and does their stuff, they'll bring in tanks or helicopters, that kind of stuff. But the one that we had talked about before were rides. And so that was something we denied. We have approved it in the past, or you have approved it in the past, specifically just as long as we set the parameters. Here's where it's going to be. Here's what you have to do for safety purposes. That's all. So.
Still got to talk to the National Guard because I haven't got my ride yet.
We had a discussion we thought we were on the list last year, and then
Calling
and
Top
we were
Gun.
not on the list.
The battalion commander was a good friend of mine when I was in the Army.
Yeah.
I'll send him a text.
We told him last time, you don't get a land here if I don't get a ride.
Well, when that contract comes up, we can have that conversation, because last year they were supposed to give us the rides, and then they sent this thing back like last minute and said, "Oh, we can't."
Yeah.
So this helicopter is life flight as well, so it doesn't have any riders. It's not National Guard or anything. So
Yeah. Question?
My question, if somebody had nothing to do with us, how would you say this is the purpose of this day? What is your main goal of, what's your end result of having this Family Fun Day?
So, I mean, this would be our, I think, 22nd year now that we've done this. We used to do it at OK Ward. The parking, we've outgrown there. We did it at the complex, and then I don't know why we moved, but then we moved it to over by City Hall, and then of course they've torn that one park out with like the skate park and everything, and also parking is a logistic nightmare too over there. So we approached it last year. I mean, you guys have a lot more to offer as far as like the paddle boards, because we brought in ISU Recreation last year, and they did paddle boards, and then this year they want to do kayaks and stuff like that. So, you know, they have all the waiver and liability, and so our goal is just to bring just a family fun day. We offer it for free. We have like booths with information up there. You know, you guys would be more than welcome to come up there. You know, we have the sheriff's department. They handed out stickers. Kids love that. We bring the fire truck up there. So it's just kind of a day of fun, and you know, we get sponsors for it, of course, so it does make us a little money, but it's more just a day of just free family fun, and we usually average 25 to 3,000 people a year, and about 17 to 20 booths, and you know, Idaho Central's been a big partner with us. They bring up their their little money machine, and it's one of their better, like, single-day events, too, so.
Cool. And that's just kind of, as long as you're making the trip up here, I'd like to have you tell us what it's trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
The one thing, and I'm surprised Commissioner Moses didn't bring it up, but this is we're celebrating the 250.
Mhm.
We have some information, and it would almost be interesting to see if maybe even somebody in the county could have some information booth there
Yeah.
too, and promoting that, or promoting other things that some of our organizations do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even the YDC up there,
Mhm.
or whatever, if we just will promote the county for the families as well too. That's just a suggestion that.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
like to
that,
see.
and
It
we'd
was
love to
coming.
have you guys
Was
up
it?
here.
It was
I know it was. I didn't-
9882.
Okay.
Anything
Yeah.
that's going on up at that event center, it is. It's America's 250.
Yep.
And 988, you know what that is?
Mm.
It's a crisis line.
Oh, okay.
Suicide prevention crisis line. And we haven't got the word out.
Okay.
And it is something that Idaho is in the top 5 in the nation in states for suicides.
Oh, okay.
We need to get this information out there to people. So
Yeah, so you guys would be more than welcome to have a booth up there this year. We wouldn't charge anything, just, it'd be great information, but you could, have both of that. A lot of families, so of course, I think it'd be good information for everyone to have. And
Might be good to talk to Chantel, she's really heavily involved.
we have had some
Emma's
free clinics up
smiling right
there.
over
And Emma's smiling over there. I mean, we just.
That is
promote
during,
stuff.
that is like right, kind of at the tail end of high school rodeo. So I
Okay.
would say that we might be able to have a tent or something available for someone else to man.
Well, I'm not saying that but we need to make it possibly available for other things that maybe are attached to Bannock County, including some of the people we help support and sustain. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
okay, I'll make a motion, we go ahead and approve that waiver.
we have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All good? Okay.
Good to see you. I see you. Okay, next we will talk about high school rodeo. So this is District 4's rodeo. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Excuse me, I'm Tiffany Crockett. I am the adult secretary for the Highland Pocatello Century Rodeo Club in District 4.
So for the past few years, the district, well, for a long time, the district comes up and runs a couple of rodeos at the event center. Usually these ones will be in the indoor arena because of the weather. And so we schedule them in the indoor just because it's too much to try to put them up top. But you never know about this year. It's crazy. But anyway, they do it for a few days, and anyway, it's a fee reduction. It'll be consistent because I think we're going to have a few of these. I think we do District 4, District 8, and then we have District 9, who is now requesting to use our venue, which is nice. It's a scheduling nightmare, but it's nice to have all the high school districts come up there. So
We received nothing on,
$1,200 is what we received from this.
but on the, we don't sell alcohol, right?
No.
Okay, because in here it says we don't receive any money on alcohol or,
No, we actually cannot sell alcohol. at
okay,
high school.
I just, the way it was stated in there, I just,
And I know that we've talked about that before, Ernie.
Yeah.
I know that we have talked about that before.
well, I know I'd brought it up before, but that's what I,
Yeah. So we'll just make sure we can cross that out. I mean, I don't know, we don't need to because it says we don't sell alcohol, right?
well,
Or we don't profit from it.
I don't know where I read it, but. Oh, right at the bottom. We do not get anything from concessions or beer sales. That's
Yeah.
on the bottom of the very last page. On this
The
one,
last
Scott.
page that shows the total cost
Oh,
is the wage
gotcha.
amount.
So that total cost is just a information sheet only. It's not the contract. So that is not necessarily included. It's just for you guys, for information about the cost that typically happens. So that's just a calculation. It's not part of the contract.
Yeah.
So, but we don't get any money from alcohol.
Well, and there better not be any alcohol at the high school rodeo. All right. I'd go ahead and make a motion that we approve this. Got a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. 2 weeks in a row. I think we had a
No, 2 weeks, right.
Yeah. And then the last one is to kind of review the Pocatello Downs contract. Last time I presented the Pocatello Downs, I grossly overstated the amount of our water truck. And that is just because when I read on the cost for the water, I didn't realize it was cost per 1,000 gallons and not cost per gallon. So it takes the water truck charge from like $300 or $400 down to like $12. So $12 to fill up the water truck. So what we did on, I mean, it depends, right? It's a range. So depending on how much water we use as a complex, which I imagine we're always using the top range, we get charged more. If you know your first 25,000 gallons you use, you get charged $3. Anything after hundreds of thousands of gallons, you get charged $5 a gallon. So if we did it and we kind of averaged a, maybe $20 a truck, their races might use less than $200 a day. So what we did is, because we don't know what our water usage looks like this year, we want to track our water usage this year. We threw in here a water surcharge, because again, there's going to be a part of the year that we're probably not in curtailment. We don't know what's going to happen with Pocatello City. Like, there's just so many things we don't know, but we did put in here a $500 water surcharge will be applied to this contract. So they will pay the $1,200 annually for the office and a $500 water surcharge for this year. And then as we watch it the next year, if the water costs are more than that, then we can charge that. But I think this allows us to kind of cover the unknown for this year. And they, and again, I ran this past Pocatello Downs. They are good with this. So.
Questions?
I'm okay with it. The only thing that scares me is, what if all of a sudden we get charged a fortune? Is there anything in there that allows us to go back?
Not this year.
Okay.
And I think that's the kind of the unknown about what our water is going to do. There's so many factors playing into it this year that we really need to watch it. Even my estimations of how much water we're using is based off of a date that I assume they installed the meter. So if they installed the meter 2 months earlier, it would change the numbers pretty significantly. So because we don't have an exact date of when they installed the meter. So when we pull our pump online this year, we'll get the numbers, and this year's going to be a tracking year for us to know exactly what they're going to be doing. We've got to put a couple measures in place. I think that again, further conversation with Pocatello about watering our soccer fields would help us a ton on this, and then just really watching what we use, maybe having a backup agreement at some point with one of the two water banks that's in the area. There's the state water bank, and then there's the tribes have a water bank. So if we had an agreement with those guys, we could buy extra water from them in the event of a curtailment.
I know, what is it, next week? Or we're talking with the
Next week, city
city, and so, and I think that's a discussion we need to have with them. Since
Yes.
we're doing this, cut us a break this year till we figure out what's going on too. I think
Yeah.
that's,
Well, we need to see what I don't know what it's going to cost for us to dead end the water. I know we could dead end it down. There's a valve down kind of below the parking lot, one of the gravel parking lots just to the north of our complex, that we could dead end the water going up to we could kill the water going up to the soccer fields. But it's just a matter of, what does the city need for us, because we can't push any city water back through there. We'd have to find a place, install some blockers or something, rehook those guys up. So there may be some cost associated with hooking that up this year.
yeah.
And I imagine we'd want to probably have a pretty a good understanding in writing that we can fall back on.
That being said, that's not part of this agenda
No.
item, but I'm okay if we, with the five, just because of the good faith we had in them, but not, this is only just this year's contract. We're
Yes,
not
it's a one-year
extending it beyond
contract.
that. So I'll make the motion that we go ahead and approve as stated with that additional cost for the water.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, and again, I apologize for my overestimate of the water cost. That was bad. So,
Oh, it was conversation.
I'd rather do that than underestimate.
Matt?
Good morning. Matt Olson with Juvenile Justice. Requesting signature and agreement with the University of Cincinnati Research Institute to provide training of trainers training for several of our staff, and this would be in what's called EPICS. So EPICS stands for Effective Practices in Community Supervision. We have our probation officers and prevention officers trained in that. It's an intensive 3-day training, and it really trains probation officers and prevention officers on how to interact to hopefully increase motivation for people to change behaviors. It trains us in utilizing interventions and those types of things. So it's a big part of our case management process. It's an evidence-informed approach. This would allow us to develop our own trainers here within the state so that we don't always have to bring University of Cincinnati staff to come train us here. We have a $20,000 grant through the village that would pay for this, and our plan is to collaborate with Nez Perce County and Ada County. Those juvenile probation departments also use EPICS, so they would have a staff member or 2 trained. We can train a maximum of 5, and we have 2 that will train in Bannock, and the other staff from Nez Perce and Ada would also be part of this training. The nice thing is then from there on out, they're comfortable with us, University of Cincinnati is, collaborating so that we can train one another's staff. So when we have a couple staff that need to be trained, Ada County has a couple of staff, our trainers can get together and actually provide that training. We also plan to create really a stronger collaboration with those trainers so that we're continuing to make sure that we are coaching staff and how they can make sure we're using this EPICS to fidelity. So this would provide a training of trainers for 5 staff. Several of those would be Bannock County, also staff from Nez Perce and Ada would participate in that. So,
Questions?
Looks like a win-win for us if it's a grant funded.
yes, definitely. And this would allow us to train staff much sooner instead of us having to wait till we had enough staff to train, that we could justify bringing staff from University of Cincinnati Research Institute back to train our staff. And by us collaborating with Ada and Nez Perce County, same thing. You know, we can get our staff trained much sooner by
Is this
combining them.
on site or is this electronic?
This will be virtual. This training is, it's more expensive if we do it on site, and it's more than we had in our grant, so this will be virtual.
Looks good to me. Thanks for your work putting that together.
Yeah, well, as usual, this is a lot of work being done by staff within our department. Todd Mager had written the grant, which made this possible, and we're working closely with these other counties, and so yeah, I think it's going to be a big benefit for us.
I'll make a motion, we authorize the signature of the county signing this agreement.
Thank you. I think I had one more agenda item.
Want that
Well,
motion?
let me go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Sorry about that.
That's good. That's all right.
All right, we ready for the next one?
Yes.
So we have a refrigerator over in the Juvenile Justice Center that's used mainly for staff, but you know, at times we're using it for other things, for kids and things like that, but primarily for staff. It's over 20-something years old. It is not working. I contacted somebody with a company that has an appliance repair. They said they would not even be able to get the parts to fix it if it is what they think it is. And so requesting permission to go ahead and dispose of that refrigerator. We've looked at another one that we'll purchase that's you know, very similar, but we just need to dispose of that one so we can get a new one in that spot.
Tell them to take it when they bring the new one. Get rid of it. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, will they haul it away for us and take care of the costs, or is that
No.
gonna,
It's
they'll
a-
probably add cost to it too?
It's $100, so for them to deliver and to take that one away. So I think we'll, we have a truck and we have some resources, so I think we'll see if we can just take care of that and save $100.
Landfill charges for Freon. I get Freon out of it, so you're gonna get a charge there.
Okay.
Yes,
Works for me.
get rid of it. We'll make a motion to get rid of the old refrigerator. Got a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. There's nothing to sign there. We'll sign that. Have information.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, and then I need to grab, I think that agreement if I could.
Then we'll take it to them for or copy it and send it to her.
Okay, I'll just.
Melissa.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
Hello there.
I am here today to have you review my memo of understanding for the computer program that we use to track and communicate with the state of Idaho for
Who
veteran
are you?
services. Oh, sorry, I forget. I forget all the formalities. I'm Melissa Hartman with Veteran Services.
Thank you.
So I'm here today to talk about the memo of understanding and the contract that needs to be signed regarding, or the agreement, it's not really a contract, but the agreement that needs to be re-signed regarding the use of the Tyler Technologies computer database that is connected in with the state of Idaho. I think you guys have a copy of that. This is just the standard technology or the standard agreement that we've always signed. The only change in it this year is that they have increased the amount of the program, not significantly. I think it's about maybe $90, $75 it looks like. So I'm just asking if the commission would
I think we ought to reduce it by 5%. That's what they're doing on the other end. Not in jest.
Yeah.
It just seems like they keep reducing services and cutting the budget, and yet our costs do not seem to get cut.
Well,
anywhere,
this
so-
isn't from the state. This program here actually comes from Tyler. It just allows me to communicate with the state of Idaho so that we can submit claims timely and have the communication piece back out from the federal government, that without this, we would not have that communication from the federal side of the house.
Okay. Is this the same Tyler that,
Yes.
okay? And it's interesting, I have a son who works, and there is a Tyler in Texas that actually the software for the hospital is Tyler. Is that the same big company?
Probably.
Holy cow.
They're huge.
Yeah. So anyway, amazing. Every time I see the word Tyler, I'm thinking bigger and bigger on that. So.
And budget-wise, with the addition, we're okay.
We'll be okay. Yeah.
I got in trouble for not asking that the other day, so I gotta make sure I ask again.
We'll be okay.
All right. I'd make a motion that we go ahead and sign this agreement with Tyler. Got a motion, all in favor, say aye.
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 And it also looks like, I don't know if you guys seen this, but it also looks like they have another W-9 on it. So
Is that in the packet or?
it's not, because that's my package, or my ready to go
I'll,
for the payment.
normally don't do that double-sided for me because they go in two different places.
Fair.
I think you guys,
That's me being frugal with my paper.
I know. You can always forward it to us too. That's just the invoice and the W-9.
Okay, well,
I didn't, we'll reach like you wanted it.
You don't
we
need it
signed
yet.
the contract.
You don't need that yet.
Sign the contract part, that's what I was wondering.
Let me turn this into
Sign
it.
there.
If you want to, yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Okay,
Melissa.
thank you.
All right, Matthew.
Matthew Phillips, HR Director. Commissioners, I just have a proposal before you to adapt the consent agenda that you use each week. Currently, there's a bullet point on there for salary rate approval forms, asking that we just make that a little bit more broad into personnel actions. Sometimes we have things to bring before you that they're not necessarily earth-shattering, but we do need to get them approved for time card purposes. And sometimes it's a logistics challenge to hurry and get that in a timely manner before you. Nancy was able to pull sample language from that Ada County uses, so this is similar to that. I believe Christie also agrees with this approach. For payroll purposes, I've had John Radford review it, and he asked that where we do list that we may potentially go into executive session, that we still limit it to those personnel items that should be only discussed in executive session. And this is not me trying to circumvent our typical process. I mean, all other HR agreements and proposals, we would still follow the general process for submitting onto the agenda. And this will help us, one, to help all the departments that may need signatures for you, from you on a timely basis. And then, as well, if the commission has personnel items regarding specific instances or persons, with your agreements, we can go in an executive session and touch base each week if needed. Sometimes things come across my desk that I need to update you on. Sometimes you hear about things before I do, and you can update me. It doesn't mean we have to meet each and every time, just for the sake of meeting, but if I need to go into executive session, or you as well, we can just do that at the end of the meeting. I think that'll help HR and commission also have a more effective and efficient discussion back and forth, or have that opportunity. So just asking to change the consent agenda language from just salary rate approvals to more personnel actions. But and then I also included a list here of just the type of things that would qualify for executive session that John asked that we list. So leave without pay, disciplinary dismissals, performance evaluations, separation notices, complaints, investigations, and of course the salary rate, volunteer, and intern approvals that we already do as well. So he felt all those things would qualify under executive session. So I think by just tweaking that consent language, we can improve timely and efficient communication with the commission regarding personnel actions.
What kind of frequency are we talking days?
I will try to be here each commission meeting unless I'm out sick like I was last week. But we're trying to have these as standing items just in case we have, number one, a time card issue that we've got to get processed. Sometimes we can't wait a week and a half to get something on agenda. We need to get it processed, especially leave without pay requests. We've got to get sometimes processed. We may not find out about those till right before time cards are coming due. And so part of it is just to make sure it's there. But if I don't have anything, if you don't have anything, we don't need to meet,
How
honestly.
often will something like this come up?
Well, if there's time card items, we go through those every 2 weeks.
Okay.
But if you have personnel issues that you become aware of, sometimes people think that HR is all-knowing, and I don't know everything about all 400 people. You may, in your visits with your departments, become aware of situations before I do. So it'll give you an opportunity as a commission to touch base with me if needed. And then if I have things that I become aware of and I have proposed solutions to bring before you, it'll give you an opportunity to give me feedback as well.
Does this have more to do with time posting to get it on an agenda as much as anything?
Right.
Okay.
Just so that we can address personnel issues in a timely manner if needed, rather than
I
me
think
trying to.
that makes sense. If we need executive session, we do it, but if we can't get it posted on the agenda, I see why we do.
Right,
It's just
right.
going to be standing item.
Right,
Seems
right.
like this happens maybe 3 times a year, 4 times a year.
It depends, sometimes we have things come up and I'm trying to bother Christie, trying to get things on agenda last minute. And I think this will also prevent agenda amendments. It'll just make sure that we can get things before commission in a timely manner, personnel items. And again, this is a similar approach to what Ada County uses. Their language is a little bit broader. Me and John kind of dialed it in a little bit, but
I have concerns about it. I mean, I see the reasoning, 100%. But anytime that you go into executive session, we're shutting the TV off. You know, that's, and that's just the personas or what the general public think anytime you go into executive session. So I'm very guarded when we go into executive sessions. I'm very guarded of amending the agendas. But I do see that we've already been doing this. We've had it on there. I mean, we had it on there before I got here. I mean, if we're okay with legal, by having a general discussion and not being specific about what we're talking about, then
It's
I'm
pretty
okay with it.
specific.
it is.
Yeah, it does need to be specific on the
Yeah.
agenda.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing, a lot of things that I put in your packet for executive session, I don't put in the public packet because they are personnel specific. Because, you know, some of those personnel records are confidential, they're not required to be discussed, and I think it would make our staff uneasy if we were putting all of that out in public meetings, so we.
Where it's the indigent on there every week, it's got a placeholder every single week, but she might not even come. And so if you think about it like that, it would be.
Because there's situations where we're pulling timesheets through, and some departments are really good about knowing if an employee's going to be without leave. But say you have an employee that is in the situation that they don't have a lot of leave on the books, and then they're gone on Friday, and we've got to be able to approve their timesheet. If it's a department under the commission, only the commission can approve leave without pay. And so we're pulling timesheets through on Monday. On Tuesday, we would need the commission to be able to approve that, but we wouldn't know potentially until Monday, and we can't get it on the agenda.
Well, and that's
So,
where this states already that it's regarding personnel. Isn't a time card regarding personnel? I mean, we're talking about it.
Mhm.
I mean, are we covering part of this already? You know, I'm just trying to say, I don't know if I want another one or if we're just adding to this one.
We're changing the language, so the current language is,
on this one, 'cause
the current language.
I don't want 2-3 places in there that says, well, we may go into executive session if we feel like it today. You know, that's just kind of
It's just,
the perception
it's
that I wanna
just,
avoid.
it's replacing the salary pay, we already have salary rate approval language on the consent agenda, it's just
This will-
tweaking that language.
this would replace that. And Commissioner Huff said we need a standing HR agenda item. It makes us more efficient. It makes us more efficient.
No, and
So this
where
should
we
be-
talk regarding personnel, I mean,
Yeah.
that's HR, to me, that's,
Yeah. And so the way it's been outlined with the language they came up with, it narrows it enough that it should be a fairly easy request to replace salary approval form with personnel actions. That personnel actions just allows for leave without pay, and if there's a last minute disciplinary something that you need aware of, those kinds of things. And
okay, I just don't want 3 spots in here where we're talking about going into executive session.
No, this would be a replacing the other.
And I'm okay with it as long as we use it very guardedly,
Sure.
not just a broad net, like anything we want to go. So I think under that parameters, and I agree with, payroll is, everything's timely, especially, and some other things. I think we need to be judiciously careful about this.
Sure.
But I'm okay with the language change, understanding that's really all it's going to do is help us with the timing of the agendas and everything else.
And again, I'm not trying to circumvent, any other agreement or whatever, I'll go through the typical process. It's not to make me have a different standard that everyone else has to go through, so.
Okay. With that, I'll make the motion that we go ahead and accept that change of language on our agenda.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Next on our agenda, we have the adjusted, this is the amended item, the signature on the paving. Did you look at the updated contract?
I did. It lines out the language that was problematic.
Yeah, they were more than willing to take care of that. So,
Okay.
Any concerns?
Nope, that was the only concern we had to start with, it's just that one paragraph, wasn't it?
Was that indemnity agreement?
Yeah, okay, good with that.
Yeah.
With that, I'll make that motion that we go ahead and sign that agreement as changed.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, that brings us to the claims agenda. Any questions or concerns on claims?
I didn't see anything.
So I'd make a motion, we go ahead and approve the claims agenda. Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And with that, we are adjourned for the day.